So I've been collecting CDs and cassette tapes for a few years now, off and on, and my collection's not huge, but I've amassed a fairly decent collection, I would say. And today I've just kind of sifted through my collection of maybe 50 to 60 CDs, and I've picked out 4 that I enjoy from bands that I listen to regularly. And well, 3 from two albums from bands that I listen to regularly, and 2 albums from bands that I am just starting to get into. So we'll start off with the 2 bands that I've been listening to for a few years now and can't have a playlist without. First one is Chemis. Now this is I think their 2016 album titled Hunted, and there are 5 songs on the album entitled Above the Water, Candlelight, Three Gates, Beyond the Door, and Hunted are the names of the songs. Now, this band, I think they're from Colorado. Their sound is doom metal. Let's just say that. It is definitely doom metal-esque. Very slow, very melodic, very slow. And they are definitely doom metal. And if you are into doom metal and you are looking for some new good music to listen to, and you don't already listen to Chemis, check out Chemis. They're a fantastic band that I would highly recommend to anyone who is into death metal or doom metal, or really any slow melodic sort of metal. And they have a very distinct sound as well. The second album that I would like to discuss is from a Finnish folk metal band called Corpo Cloni. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is their album entitled Kulkija. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I could probably all Finnish, which I don't understand. I don't know when this album was released, but it is out 2018. So I think this around 2018, this album came out. That is at least the copyright on the back of the album. That's when it says it came out. So around 2018. So about 4 or 5 years this album has been out at the time of the recording of this video. And again, this band is all their music is in, or a majority of their music is in Finnish. So if you are looking for a new band, a new foreign, if you are not from Finland like myself, and you are looking for some new, interesting, good music, I would definitely recommend Corpo Cloni, because they have they're another band with a very distinct sound, I feel. Then again, I've never really listened to all that much Finnish folk metal, but Corpo Cloni definitely stands out as a good folk metal band from Finland. And I'm trying to get into more foreign music, because I feel like, if I expand my musical horizons, not just in terms of genres, but in terms of countries, I feel like it'll sort of make me a more well-rounded metalhead in general. So now that we have the 2 albums from the bands that I listen to on the regular, we're going to move into the 2 bands that I am just starting to get into, despite having their albums for a few years now. I am just now starting to get into more heavier doom metal-esque sorts of music thanks to Chemis. Again, Chemis has kind of opened the door for me at least, for doom metal and more interesting genres of, or subgenres of, metal. So the first band that we have, first of the two albums is Inquisition. This is a band that a CD that I've had for a while, and now how I choose my CDs and what bands to listen to is a topic for another video. But this album is called Into the Infernal Regions of the Ancient Cult. So that if that album title and artwork gives you any sort of indication as to the style of music that this band produces. This specific album is from 1998, and they are still producing music to this day. I think either this year sometime or 2 years ago released a new album, but I am just starting to get into them, so I want to start with a older album. So I will probably have a review on Inquisition in the future. And the last of the 4 albums, this is an album that I found that I don't think I have found anywhere else ever, despite my best efforts. That's probably just because this band is a local band, so they haven't really gotten off the ground yet, or at all, and that is Evermork. This album is Astral Forest Winds, and they are a heavy metal sort of not necessarily doom metal, but they do have a lot of blast beats, which I don't think is very common for doom metal, at least compared to that of Chemis, where Chemis is very slow and melodic. Evermork is definitely very quick and not slow. I would sort of, having listened to Corpo Cloni and Chemis somewhat religiously for the past few months now, even though I've been listening to them for a few years, again, I kind of go through cycles of music and listening to different bands and stuff. So having gone through and listened to Corpo Cloni's music and Chemis's music, Evermork is probably closer to the style of Corpo Cloni, where they're very quick and still a good band if you're into metal music. So if you can find anything on Evermork, I've tried looking on YouTube Music, YouTube, Tidal. I can't seem to find any of their music to download digitally, because I would listen to these CDs in the car, except my car does not have a CD player in it. The only CD player that I have is currently behind me and has no batteries in it, so I don't know if it works. So, yeah. But that is... I also picked out sounds of, however you pronounce this, Withersoul Descent. I think that's... no, Shroud of something. I don't know. I haven't... I just thought the artwork looked cool and interesting, and I bought it secondhand. So that really doesn't bother me too much that I don't know the band name, because I thought the artwork was interesting. Don't judge me.